In this world, everyone can do magic, and how good you are at it decides how important you are in society. There is a boy called Mash Burnedead. He's an idiot with no magic, so to compensate for his lack of skills, he exercises like a maniac to improve his physical strength. After training, Mash returns home and breaks the door because he's too dumb to figure if it's a push or pull. Mash tries to fix the door, but of course he breaks it. Regro asks Mash if he's finished his training. Mash says yes, but wonders why he's doing physical training. Regro explains that Mash can't use magic, so all he can do is help him improve his physical strength. Regro leaves and tells Mash not to go to the city, but Mash goes anyway because he's a cream puff addict. He sees lots of people using magic in the city and wonders why they don't just use their hands. He gave the caterer some coins that were bent because he squeezed too hard, but the caterer was shocked. Mash then straightens the coins using his hands, which made the caterer even more shocked. He collects his cream puffs and leaves, but his hoodie fell off, and people were shocked after they saw his face. Mash is walking around the streets, eating cream puffs, and noticing people staring at him strangely. He accidentally bumps into a magic police officer and spills cream puff on his uniform. The officer gets mad and starts shouting at Mash, but Mash offers him a cream puff. He gets even more upset and complains about his uniform, but Mash tears off his clothes and promises to fix it and bring it back. Brad shows up and asks what's going on. He sees Mash eating cream puffs like an idiot and approaches him, but before he can talk to Mash, Regro grabs Mash and runs away quickly. Brad uses magic to send a bird to follow them. Regro scolds Mash for going to the city, and Mash says sorry. Regro makes him do extra training as punishment. Mash heads to the forest where he begins to work out like a maniac. Suddenly, Brad and his team show up at Regro's house, demanding to know where Mash is. After finishing his training, Mash goes home to grab more cream puff. Before Mash opens the door, he hears Brad and Regro talking about him. Regro says that the magic police often get rid of people who can't use magic because they are worthless losers who add no value to society. Regro refuses to admit anything, so Brad hits him. We see a memory of young Regro being bullied for being a weak loser and screwing up everything he tries. He was a failure and was going to jump off a building, but then he heard a baby crying. He realized that the baby had no mark and was a loser just like him, so he decides he will live to take care of the baby. Regro tries to tell Mash to run away, but Brad starts to beat him up. Mash smashes the door and knocks out one of Brad's guys. The other guy tries to attack Mash, but he rips off his clothes and slaps him in the face. Mash promises to fight to protect Regro and send Brad to hell. Brad launches a magic attack at Mash, but Mash deflects it easily. Brad was flabbergasted and couldn't believe what he just saw. He launches a more powerful attack, but Mash easily deflects it. He launches a bunch of magic attacks, but Mash starts to clown him by playing with his magic like it was nothing. Mash takes Regro's wand and throws it at Brad and breaks his spell. Brad was shocked and almost pissed his pants. It was at this moment Brad realized Mash was the main character. Brad proposes a deal to Mash where he will leave Mash alone if he joins the Magic Academy to become a top magician. He says society will accept him and he'll support him. Brad wants Mash to become the divine and visionary because it brings lots of money and respect. Mash will get accepted by society, however, he must give all the money to Brad. Even though he knows Mash is strong, Brad brings up Regro's safety to convince Mash. Mash agrees because he wants both him and Regro to be safe and happy. Regro tells Mash to not accept his deal, but Mash accepts anyways, so he can live in peace with his father. At the entrance exam, everyone is staring at Mash because he's pumping iron at a magic school. Mash thinks he'll do well on the entrance test, but Regro isn't sure since Mash is an idiot with no magic. Claude shows up, and everyone thinks Claude is amazing. Claude was a creep who was getting off on the fact that people were praising him, but he got upset when he realized Mash wasn't impressed by him and his magic. Claude makes seats appear and gives the students a written test, but Mash wasn't impressed and said he could have set up everything before the test started. Claude enchanted the test, so the questions kept moving around on the paper. To pass the test, the students have to use their magic to make the words stop moving. Mash gets annoyed, breaks his pen, and tells the questions to stop moving. They got scared and listened to him, which surprised everyone. Next, There was a series of challenges where Mash successfully finished different tasks and shocked everyone. Claude was upset that Mash was passing, so he set up a maze challenge for the students. He tells them to find the end within 30 minutes. Before Mash starts, Mash meets the first addition to his harem, a girl named Lemon. She asked to join Mash, and Mash agreed. Lemon keeps getting caught in traps because she's a clumsy idiot, which slows down Mash and annoys him. He hears other students screaming and tells Lemon they need to hurry, but before they can go, Lemon uses magic to trap Mash in handcuffs. She admits she was told to keep Mash away from the goal, but won't say why. Mash breaks the cuffs easily with his strength and runs away. Lemon tries to follow him, but she's stopped by a giant monster from Egypt. Right when the monster is about to attack Lemon, Mash saves her because he feels sorry for her. Time was running out, so Mash breaks the walls and leaves the maze with Lemon. Everyone accuses Mash of cheating for breaking the walls and taking a shortcut, but Lemon admits that Claude told her to stop Mash. She says Claude promised to pass her if she kept Mash from finishing the maze. She was also delusional and told everyone that Mash proposed to her, which wasn't true. Claude admits everything is true and challenges Mash to a duel. Mash breaks Claude's wand before he could use any magic, which surprises everyone. Before things get out of control, Headmaster Wahlberg shows up to stop the fight. He says he'll take over the test and starts the final interviews. He teleports Mash to his office and talks to him. Wahlberg then asks if Mash would be scared to fight someone as strong as himself. To test him, Wahlberg uses magic to hurt Regro's soul in a device. Mash realizes he can't just fight his way out of this and understands it's a test of endurance. Mash puts his hand under the blade and says he won't move, which impresses Wahlberg, so he removes the spell. He warns Wahlberg that if he ever hurts his family, he'll knock the stuffing out of him. Man, woman, or child. His hands are rated E for everyone. Wahlberg accepts Mash into the academy and tells him he passed the entrance test. Mash starts his first day at Easton Magic Academy. He annoys his teacher by using his strength to open a lock. He meets his roommate, Finn, who tells him about becoming a divine visionary. Finn says to become a divine visionary, you need to earn gold coins by doing well in school, joining clubs, passing tests, and being a good student overall. If you don't keep up your grades, you could get kicked out. Mash offers Finn a cream puff, and like a mindless dummy, he starts to eat it. Mash asks Finn if he can borrow a broom for class tomorrow because he brought the wrong broom. In class, the teacher tells everyone to use magic to control their brooms. Mash struggles with magic, so he kicks the ground and makes his broom jump into his hand. A classmate accuses Mash of cheating and challenges him to a race. They decide that the loser has to do what the winner says. The teacher allows the race. However, Mash wins the race easily, shocking everyone. The student was upset, but Mash said it was not his fault the student was a weak loser. Mash feels sorry for his opponent and cancels the bet. His opponent was upset and was going to attack him, but another student named Cavill stops him. Cavill asks Mash if they can be friends, but Mash makes fun of him and calls him Cabbage. Cabbage was going to attack him, but the teacher stopped him. Cabbage suggests they meet after school, and he leaves. Later, Cabbage asks his friend why he lost to Mash and punishes him for not following orders. In the hallway, Finn warns Mash about Cabbage, saying he's feared because his dad is important at the Bureau of Magic. If someone goes against Cabbage, they might get kicked out of school. In class, Mash was busy eating cream puffs when he realized he forgot something, but he couldn't remember what it was. It turns out he missed his meeting with Cabbage, which made Cabbage very upset. The next day in potions class, Mash finds out his textbook is destroyed. Cabbage confronts him for missing their meeting yesterday and asks Mash to do some favors for him. In return, Cavill promises to use his connections to help Mash become a divine visionary. Mash does many strange and weird tasks for Cabbage. While in class, Mash realized another book was destroyed. He asked Finn to borrow his book and called Finn a great friend, which made Finn feel guilty. Cabbage has been telling Finn to ruin Mash's stuff. Cabbage tells Finn to burn Mash's belongings, hoping it will make Mash quit school. Finn refuses, so Cabbage uses his magic to beat him up. Mash finds Finn hurt, along with Cabbage and his friends. He asks Cabbage what's going on, and Finn explains that Cabbage ordered him to ruin Mash's things and apologizes. Cabbage says he wants to introduce Mash to the vice principal and makes fun of Finn for being weak. Mash grabs Cable's hair and pushes his face to the ground, telling him he should be the one saying sorry. Mash thinks he may have screwed up by hitting Cabbage, but he wasn't sure. Suddenly, Vice Principal Kregos shows up and talks about how some students are treated better than others, but Mash breaks the number 1 anime rule and kicks him in the face. Everyone was shocked, but Mash said after the first body, "What's one more?" Mash buries Kregos and says he can do whatever he wants and Kregos can't stop him. Mash is called to Wahlberg's office, where he's told that the Bureau of Magic wants him expelled for attacking the Vice Principal and Cabbage. Wahlberg explains that the Bureau of Magic is the top authority in the country. But Wahlberg decides not to follow the order because he doesn't like how nice students are treated unfairly compared to mean ones. He hopes someone like Mash can change the system by becoming a divine visionary. Wahlberg explains what Mash needs to do to become one and promises to deal with Kregos and the Bureau of Magic. While talking about cream puffs with Finn, a man named Tom Knowles approaches Mash with an offer. Tom wants Mash to represent Adlerdorm in a broom competition called Duello. Mash tells Tom he can't fly a broom, but Tom insists and forces Mash to join his club. Mash realized that Tom was even dumber than him, which shouldn't be possible. During the competition, Mash stays on the ground because he can't use magic. Everyone starts booing Mash and tells him to go home. This is the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe for more videos.